In progress.
Stopping in, we've been tapping in. We ain't never late, dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate, took else to win, running laps again. This is steady race, people's champ, boy. Yeah, you know I've been a heavyweight. Stopping in, we've been tapping in. We ain't never late, dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate, took else to win, running laps again. This is steady race, people's champ, boy. Yeah, you know I've been a heavyweight.
Recording in progress.
Here we go! What is going on? It is December 29th, and we are your heavyweight bros here for the year end wrap up. And as usual, I am your host, the 5XL assassin, the diabolical diabetic, your boy, the big nasty, and to my right is the high yellow hitman, the freaking deacon, Coach Buck, my little dumpling, Uncle Raisin. What's up, man? How's it going?
It's decent. It's decent. I can't complain. I'm excited. The year end wrap up is always fun, and I feel like this is the second time we've done this, which means that this has been like 2 years we've been potting.
It is. I got our year anniversary not too long ago, and I was gonna send it to you, but then it was like a couple of days after it, so I was just like, I feel like I missed our anniversary, and I didn't want to bring attention to the fact that I missed the anniversary.
You didn't even think about our anniversary. You didn't give me nothing. We didn't go nowhere. I'd have been all right. You could have still said.
I'm just saying. Listen, I was like, better safe than sorry.
Oh my goodness.
That's the way that I looked at it.
And I'm like 2 days too late. Nice photo though.
Why is it the date in the corner says this? It's like they laid $1 short.
This picture doesn't depict the real feelings.
So I was just like, you know what? Happy wife, happy life. They just didn't say nothing.
Yeah, listen. Hey, I'm good though, man. I'm excited. You know, the year, like I said, the year wrap up is always fun, and we potted, so you know I'm always good when we potted. How about you?
Oh, it's hot trash. This year end wrap up is always my life wrap up. But anyways, so for this we're gonna split this into 3 videos again. We were trying to figure out. I know last year we did like the year end wrap up. We did everything all at once, but like obviously we're trying to make this a little bit more digestible. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do music. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do Diggin in the Crates gets its own video, Insomnia Hour gets its own video for TV shows, and movies get their own. So that way, if we want to talk about things or if we have dialogue that we need to have about it, we can get it on there. And then on IG, what are we gonna wait? Like maybe like 3 days after the video, we're gonna actually put our nice little list like on the IGs. That way people can see what we came up with.
Word.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. So I mean, should we get right into it?
No diggity, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got my good old list here.
So we got 2 of them because we have our top 10 songs.
I wrote them on 1, but it's okay.
But what I'm saying is we have our top 10 songs and we have our top 10 albums.
Yes. I only have 9 albums though.
Why is that?
Because I didn't do any R&B this year, and I know you was heavy on the R&B, and I feel like that 10th slot was for an R&B album that I neglected to listen to. So I'm just gonna leave it there.
It's just crazy because like we listened to like 29 albums this year because like I know because I have a running list of how many albums that we listened to. So what happened to the other 20 albums that could have been in that 10th spot?
So I left that spot for an R&B album. And I'm just gonna put R&B. I don't know what you want me to tell you, fam.
I want you to start doing your homework and listening to these albums, bro. That's why you almost got bodied by Duke Deuce manager because you wasn't doing the homework.
I did.
Duke Deuce could be your number 10 album if you want.
Just so you know that why does it always come back to here? Those shots came for you.
They did not come from me.
You did the album review because I hadn't listened to the album. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And the thing that she said was, how are you guys going to talk about this when only one of you listened to it?
No. After listening to 2 songs, because it was misinterpreted when you said there were only 2 songs that were listenable, and I didn't even really like those 2. And the message was you only listened to 2 songs. So I got to be in the comments more is what you're saying. Because I didn't read the comment at all. You brought it to my attention. And my interpretation of it is that's what you said. Regardless of the fact, it didn't make my top 10, that's for sure. No, mine's either.
Do you want to
have a 10th spot available?
Do you want to go albums or do you want to go songs first?
No, I want to do albums.
I feel like we have very differentiating 10 songs.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think the only reason that is, though, is because I still listen to some mixtape stuff.
Yeah, I listen to it, too.
Oh, okay then. All right.
Every song that you brought up on here, like I've listened to them.
So why would you think there would be a difference, like a major difference?
Because you like more trash songs than I do. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just think that like we have different tastes, and like I can look at yours, I can see a peak just right now, and I'm like, I know for a fact like 6 of those songs like I do not have on my list. They were not in my heavy rotation.
That's fine. I know there's gonna be some on your list, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, there's also like a lot of R&B on here, and a lot of stuff that you probably didn't listen to. So there's a lot of that.
I knew there was gonna be some R&B on there as well. I do have an R&B song.
Because I did ask you, like, I was like, are we doing all albums? Or are we doing just rap? And you were like, nah, it's both. And then I was just like,
well, the reason I said that is because I didn't want to take away from the hard work you put in for the R&B albums. That would be selfish of me. So I'm definitely not going to do that.
Right. And I also just want to clarify, like, we did not go by best songs. We went by like our favorite songs.
Yes.
And I had brought that up, and you had said, what's the difference? I think there's a very big difference between what's your favorite and what's the best.
Okay.
I think like when something is better, like it could have better content, it could be, you know, all these things. But your favorite is like, this thing might be a better content, but I like this more. And I think a good example of that is, it's up for the Grammys right now. Pusha T's It's Almost Dry is up there. And people like that album like quite a bit. And it's just like, you know, it's got Grammy nods, stuff like that.
Okay.
I happen to like the Drake album a lot. And it's like, I liked it better than Pusha T. So it's just like, to me, that's a favorite. It's not better. Okay. So it's like, that's why I wanted to make that distinction.
Okay.
I think people have a problem with that a lot when it comes to like basketball talk.
Uh-huh.
Because people would be like, oh, KD's better than LeBron. I'm like, are you saying that because he actually is better, or you just like him better than LeBron? It's a different conversation.
Yeah,
you know
that's definitely a fan pick.
Yeah, I wonder where that came from. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start? We'll go. Do you want to go 10 for 10? You want to like serpentine it?
Yeah, you do your first two since I only have 9. Does that make sense?
Fair enough.
All right.
So I did have a bit of a debate for my number 10 album.
Okay.
And it was between 2 female artists.
Okay.
I hate putting 2 bad bitches against each other, but that's what it was. I had Meg Thee Stallion's Traumazine and Beyonce's Renaissance.
Okay.
Meg Thee Stallion did not make it. As much as I like the album, Beyonce's Renaissance definitely takes the 10th spot.
As it should.
Yeah, it's a better album all the way through. Like there's obviously like a couple of songs I liked more on Meg's, but then when I really went through it, I was just like, I think I just like this. It's not really that great. And it was just like, it's a vibe album. The Beyonce album is like, it's just great music all the way through. Uh-huh. Cuff It is probably going to be on a bunch of people's top 10 songs of the year list. Okay. That's the wait till you see stars, wait till you. They gonna come up tonight. So like, I was just like, you know, I went with it.
Why
I was
I
like,
just have mad random Caucasians dancing badly in my head.
Bad, bro. Just bad.
I seen a video the other day where like there was a bunch of people in the front killing it, and there was like this person in the back,
and they showed the back view, and it was just like there was a lot of like legs that wasn't matching up, and I was just like, oh, only the top half had it, the bottom half was like, cement, boy.
A dancing bed sheet.
It looked bad. But Beyonce's Renaissance is my number 10.
Okay.
My number 9.
Okay.
I went with a newer album.
Okay.
I think if it wasn't for another album that I have on this list, it would be my pick for best R&B album of the year. Okay. And I went with SZA's SOS.
Oh, okay.
I thought you
were big on that.
I've been putting it. It's been in heavy rotation these past couple of weeks. I think it's a very complete album. Uh-huh. I think the songs are very well produced. They're well sung. A lot of lyrics are great. I just think it's a great vibe all the way through. Like, there aren't very many big tracks to pick from it. Like, there's a couple of songs that are like you've probably heard, but it's like they're all just cool. I think the album is much better as a piece of itself than it is in bunches. Unlike the Beyonce album, I think like you could take like certain songs out and like these joints is gonna catch.
Okay, so it's my turn, right?
Yep.
I go 9, then I go 8.
Yeah, do your 9. All
right, so my 9, I know you're going to be frustrated by this, but it's okay. It's Drake and 21. At number 9. Yes. I mean, let me not be mean.
Say what I'm saying. It's your review of the album, right?
If I had 2 albums, preferably R&B, if I had did my homework, yes, that could have went in 9 and 10. Drake and 21 may not have been on my list.
So you haven't been listening to it like at all? You have no songs in your rotation?
No.
So why did it make it the list at all? You might as well just name
Because I had a
songs.
couple spots, and I know I listened to the album, and it was entertaining for the couple times I did listen to it, but I just haven't gone back to it after that. And I don't think it's because it's a terrible album. It's just so much other things taking up space.
Not so many other things. Apparently, not 10 things.
8 things.
All right, so like your number 8, like you were really into. What's your number 8 then?
Benny.
You put Benny the Butcher's album over here. You listen to Benny the Butcher's album that much?
No, but there are songs from that album that
Songs?
are in rotation.
There's songs?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Why
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why you
By all means, go
That's
ahead.
my 9 and my 8. So it's your 8 and your 7 now.
No. You gonna talk about the Benny Butcher album? I don't want to make it seem like I'm shitting on your pick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why'd you
Oh
put
no!
it on?
I mean, we talked about Benny already. Like, I like the fact that he's staying consistent with his sound. He's not letting nobody swam any other type of way. He's not going with the sound that everybody else is jumping on, and it's like it gives me that old time hip hop feeling to it. You know, I like being able to have music to listen to like that, so I'm not just forced to listen to everything else that sounds similar to what everyone else is making.
Besides the obvious like gargantuan tracks, are there any other tracks that like really stand out for you, like on there that like you wanted to like put out there?
Yep, it's on my.
Oh, if it's on your list, then you don't got to. I'm
it's
just
on
saying.
my list.
All right, we'll get there.
Yep.
Besides the obvious one, I'm saying like there's another one. You got more than one on there?
I'm sticking with that one.
Okay, I'm just asking. Like I didn't know.
Excited about
Like
that
if there's people on here that
because I feel like we're gonna see eye to eye on this one.
I'm just saying like there's people out here that haven't listened to the album. Like I didn't know if you wanted to give them like some album cuts to be
Nope.
like these are the ones to look forward to.
It's the end of the year. If you ain't listened to Benny already, you should smack yourself.
All right. At my number 8, I had Dreamville's Gangsta Grills mixtape D-Day. The Gangsta Grills, you bastards! I think this one kind of has like the same thing where Beyonce is like there's definitely some songs that are better than other ones. It's not the most complete piece of work. It really is just like it's like all the Dreamville albums where it's like they are I don't know how to put it, where it's like there are more sounds and it's like each song is like a different vibe or a different sound or whatever. But like there's at least 4 songs on here that were in like heavy rotation for me. One of them made my Spotify Wrapped top 5 songs, and I was like, damn, I'm about to listen to that shit right now. I did a lot of that. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. So Dreamville's D-Day, that was my number 8. Number 7 was Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Ooh.
I had it at number 7. I thought I think I said it like when we reviewed this album. I feel like this album is art.
Yes.
And like sometimes art is just meant to be appreciated, but like you don't once you hang it up on the wall, you don't really go back to it. And that's like my problem with this album is like I think the replay value was pretty low, especially for me, where like there's maybe 3 songs that like I listened to after like a month after the album came out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of not this one, nope, not this one, nope, not this one. And then it's just like, what else I got out here? 21. But like, it's a good, like, it was like for when it came out, like, I was like, wow, this is really impressive. But it's just like, I just think it has low replayability, but it made my top 10 albums of the year.
Mine as well, but it's a little higher.
Okay.
But I go 7 and 6 now, right?
Yep.
So at 7, I had Dreamville.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So I wasn't mad that you had him at 8 because it's right there at 7. I enjoyed the Dreamville album. Like I love the fact of like all the different genres of music. You got some R&B, you got some hip hop, you got some drill. It's just like it was a perfect album for me. You know what I mean? It's because you don't have like who can you say that has like a group of standing artists where they're still making albums like that, because there used to be people who did it.
I think if TDE wanted to, like they could, like they did the Black Panther album. So like, I don't know if that counts.
But they haven't done anything. You know what I mean? So it's just like there's nothing else. But it brought me back to the days of like the Lox and the Rough Riders was making music together, or State Property. Or,
I mean, there's one very glaring one that I'm like, come on, what's the group that like they all separate and then they come back together for an album?
Dipset.
That's not it. But all right.
No, who is it?
The Wu-Tang Clan, bro. Like that's what Wu does. Like they come together and they make classic albums.
Yes, definitely.
Forever and 36 Chambers is like what you
definitely. So I like the fact that they have a solid team and they put out some solid music.
I think it's pretty clear listening to this album though.
And
like
I have
what
4
are the
songs from that album in constant rotation.
Do you want to say what those 4 songs are? Or you just...
Nope, I'll just pick my favorite one though.
Okay,
and that's the what's that thing? The gangster joint, the freestyle joint. I'll tell you exactly what the name.
Ghetto Gods freestyle.
There you go. There you go.
About that.
I'm pretty sure that's the one with 2 Chainz on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that joint hard.
Yeah, it's like Pinky Ring, wait.
Yeah.
That beat is crazy. But
yes, it is. Yes,
I think listening to the album, like, it starts to become really clear what the pecking order of Dreamville is, though. Because you'd be like, oh, any song that this person's on is probably going to be the worst song on this album. Whatever song JID is on, it's probably going to be one of the best songs on.
Which leads me to my number 6.
Okay.
Which is none other than JID.
You made the top 5?
He didn't make the top 5. It was tough. 6 and 5 was tough for me.
Okay.
6 and 5 was tough for me. And I basically just made the decision on the songs that I have still in rotation. And JID, I only have one song in rotation, and like a lot of the other songs were just not there.
Okay.
But it's also like a vibe to listen to that JID album. Like, I got to be doing a certain thing to where I can throw that album on. I'm like, yeah, I'm kicking it. So like Domino's and a beverage, like I'm throwing on the JID.
Domino's and a beverage.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like I'm kicking it like me.
Just so we're clear, we're not talking about the food Domino's. We're talking about the actual game Domino's.
Yes, the actual game Domino's.
I was like, so you can't even be eating good pizza? Which, I'm going to say this right now. Domino's pizza, you've definitely stepped it up. Like, don't let nobody disrespect you. That's $6.99. You watch for all. That's a bang for your buck. So,
hand toss.
pan style. If you're going to do it, personal pan. Sponsor us. Domino's, sponsor us. I'm telling you, I'll rock a Domino's polo on here all day. Like, that's no problem.
Little checker box over here.
It's a domino.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a checker box. It's a domino. It's the one with the 1 and the 2.
My bad. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna set trip on your homies. But
let me tell you that buffalo chicken oven baked. Let me stop making this so Domino's. People's getting hungry listening to this. They're like, oh, we can't even do this. That was your number 6.
They about to order some food and get a pod. Yeah. So I think the one song that I have heavy rotation is the one he has with Yassine Bey. Most people know him as Mos Def, but that song's definitely
fire.
A banger.
Song's
definitely
fire.
A banger.
But my number 6 album is the last R&B album that's on here.
Okay.
I think it's the best R&B album of the year.
Okay.
But I also think it kind of cheated. So the album is Chris Brown's Breezy.
Okay.
And
it kind of cheated.
I think it kind of cheated because he re-released it 3 different times with more songs.
Sounds smart.
Yeah, he came out with Breezy.
It was more music every time, right?
Yeah. Like he added like 4 or 5 songs like each time. So now there's like 40 something songs on the album. But it was like he came out with Breezy, then it was Breezy the Deluxe Edition, and then it was like Breezy It's Feeling a Lot Like Christmas. He really had a year-long album. Like he just kept adding to his playlist.
I love it.
But like the thing is about it is like there's so much music that there are songs that I don't like on the album. But it's like when you look back on it and it's like you have a 40-something song album and I like 12 to 15 of these songs. Like that's a lot of songs to like on one album. You know what I mean? And it's like if you really wanted to, you could turn his album into your own playlist. Right. And it's like that is an album.
That's an album.
And it's like one of the songs on here made my song of the year, one of my top 10 songs of the year. Stuff like that. But it's like the thing about Chris Brown is like he makes Chris Brown songs. So it's like a lot of his songs sounds like other Chris Brown songs. And my personal favorite Chris Brown is like the slow Take You Down, Back to Sleep. Like that Chris Brown is like my favorite Chris Brown. Right. So like there's a couple of songs on here and like the slowest song on here is the one that made my top 10.
Okay.
My number 5. This is crazy.
Okay.
This album was on our top albums list the longest because it came out first. So I had to watch it drop. I had to watch it drop, and it hurt my heart that it only made it to number 5. Cordae From a Bird's Eye View made it to number 5.
Fam tripping.
And I don't know if it's because it was out for so long that I just got tired of listening to some songs.
Fam tripping.
When I took this recent road trip, I went back through the album and there was a couple songs where I was like, I'm only really listening to like 6 songs.
Okay.
Like, you know, and the thing is like, it's a pretty short album. Like if I'm not mistaken, there's only like 10 songs on it. And it's like, but it's like there's 6 of them that I like.
Half the album though.
Yeah, it made my top 5.
All right.
The other albums above it is just like there's something about it. Like I just enjoyed them a little bit more. But I really enjoyed this Cordae album. And like I want to say, probably from Chris Brown up, I think these are must listen to albums.
Okay.
Like these are albums where it's like you need to listen to Chris Brown because it's probably the best R&B album that came out this year. And it's like the rest of these, I'm just like I think like for any flavor, like they fit. But Corday's album is fantastic. One of his songs also made it on my top 10 songs. It was actually my number one song on a Spotify Wrapped, because apparently I listened to it way more times than all the other songs. And I was like, really? But like when the song was playing in my Spotify Wrapped, I was like, damn, I really do bang with that. So we're gonna get to that though. But like I think there's at least 3 songs in here that are fantastic off of this album. Like not just good songs, but I was like, wow, these are great songs. It made me go back and listen to more Corday. That's how much I like this album.
Okay. So 5 and 4 for me.
5 and 4.
All right. So 5, I got Push.
It's almost dry. You got it on there.
I got Push.
Okay.
At top 5. Right.
I think it's our pick right now for Grammy for Rap Album of the Year.
It is.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, what I'm saying, because remember we talked about the Grammys and it was like, it's got to be either this album or Kendrick.
Oh, yes.
Because it's like all the rest of the album
you're right.
poo-poos to do.
Yes.
And I think that people are going to notice when we do our list, like, it doesn't look like the Grammys list at all.
Right. Yeah, so I got Push at 5 for obvious reasons. All right.
That is like, it's right up your alley.
It's a clean album. It is right up my alley. I appreciate you paying attention to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely my style of music. Push is super consistent. He has the neck and wrist joint on there, which I still play heavily, but I'm biased because Jay-Z's on that joint. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Push is at 5, and then I mosey on over to the art gallery because I got Kendrick at 4. Yeah, he said
Kendrick made it.
Yeah, I put Kendrick at 4. I still listen to a lot of this album. Mm-hmm. I still listen to a lot of this album. I found myself on a lot of trips this end of this year.
Okay.
Like whether it's like for sporting events or back and forth to the airport, whatever it may have been. Like there's been some time in the whip where I'm just like, all right, I don't need to be like all over the place. I want to just ride. You know what I mean? And that Kendrick album has gotten through me some rides.
I like, the meme where it's like the Eagles coach and he's taking off the headphones and he's doing like that.
No.
I feel like there's a couple songs on this Kendrick album that I feel, you know what I'm talking about, where he's taking the headphones. He's like, get that shit out of here. I'm gonna show you the meme. I want to see it. Because I send it to people like a lot where I'm just like, when people are like, yo, you listen to this? And I'm like, get that shit out of my here. Listen to this Glorilla. I'm not gonna lie, I like Glorilla. I'm like, Deuce. No, I'm saying, I'm not. I'm playing. I'm playing.
That's why I was all the smoke.
So, like, did you have anything else to say about your Kendrick? Do you have like a top? What's like your top 3 songs you listen to off that Kendrick? I know you don't know a lot of the names.
No, I don't. I like the I like the Count Me Out.
Okay.
I like the Silent Hill. I like the Mom joint.
Okay. That's the thing. I think like some of the material is like too heavy, where it's like, damn, I don't want to listen to you arguing with your baby moms or hear about you getting touched like back in the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, where was he at when he was making that white girl when he kept talking about? It's like, yeah, I don't want to listen to this right now. You know, it's like, it's a lot of that, and it's like, it's almost like the thing with the Push, right? Where it's like,
he said, "Don't introduce me to your trauma. I don't care.
I'm not here for that. I'm going through shit right now, bro. Like, I don't want to go through your stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I'm trying to get out of my feelings and be like, yo, I'm trying to pop my pussy, and you what you call it? Speaking of popping your pussy, my number 4 album is Drake and 21's Her Loss. I think this album is phenomenal, but it's like the thing about this album, and I feel like it needs to be very clear because a lot of the albums on here, is like I said, I think are better put together albums. What is it? Are you thinking about my pussy? Is that what it is?
I'm not thinking about it. It's just
now you can't stop thinking about it. A little moose knuckle. But
yeah, you're wild.
Like I do think that there's albums on here that are better than this album.
Okay.
But the point of it is favorite. And this is the album probably that went like rolled up and down my list like the most, because it's like, one, it's a little bit newer than a lot of these. And then it's like, you have to be honest about like there's a couple songs in here that just stink on this album.
Okay.
But I think the songs that are good are like great. Like there's like 5 songs that are in like very heavy rotation for me.
Okay.
Like that's like how good like a lot of these stuff. And it's like, yo, this nigga Drake is the sassy god, and I feel like a sassy bitch when I listen to this shit. When I'm like, yo, privileged rapper that don't even know it. It's like it's like that's like he's right up my bag. It's like some like I be going to Walmart sometimes like whoa, and it's just like 21 throws in the right pussy here and there. It's just like it goes for me.
This album was just like I'm petty high school girl right now on everybody,
and I love it.
Everything
I love it, and I feel like a lot of people. That's what it is. It's honest because that's who he is, and a lot of these people like. Even though he dropped the album, honestly, never mind earlier. But anyways, I'm saying it's like I think that like this. I don't want to say that this is some of the best Drake rapping because that's also not true. It's not true
at all.
But it's like he makes like the type of music where it's like I don't want to think about nothing. I just want to go take a ride, and it's like there's like a good 4 or 5 song run where it's like I don't need to skip none of these songs. I love them.
Listen, man, we're gonna get real Drake back when he cut them braids off.
Number 3.
Okay.
And I think this is where we're getting into like the real best albums of the year, like at this point in time.
Okay.
Whereas like if you haven't listened to these, like what the hell you been doing type of deal.
Okay.
Number 3, I have Nas King Disease 3. At number 3. And this is another late entry this year.
Uh-huh.
I think that this is a great cap to the King's Disease trilogy.
Yep.
If it is a cap, because like for all we know, like because Nas never tells us what's coming.
You can just keep going with it.
It's another continuation and another look at like aging fine wine rap, where it's like like it's
talk your stuff, man. Go ahead, talk
where
your
it's
stuff.
Like Jay-Z was like the first one to be like, hey, like when you're over a certain age, like this is what your music's supposed to sound like, or these are what your verses are supposed to sound like.
Right.
A lot of people are really iffy on 444, although I love that album.
Right.
But like Nas is really showing you is like, no, this is how you really age gracefully in this music. And what it is it's not chasing trends. It is being true to yourself and showing that you and your type of music still has a place today.
Word.
And I do think King's Disease 2 is better, but I think King's Disease and King's Disease King's Disease 3 and 1 have a nice little competition over who's second best. But I think this is another one where it was kind of tough. Like even when I was doing my top 10 songs, I was like, am I going for a song on this album? Uh-huh. And it's really hard to take songs out of this album because it is a great piece of work as it is in itself.
Yep, I'm listening. Listening. The only reason I'm distracted is because I know when we had talked about Nas before, somebody put something in the comments was like, "Oh, Nas been doing grown man music. He did Life Is Good, which is Jay-Z's version of 444." I don't know if that was referenced and saying like we hadn't heard the album. I had definitely heard.
I was gonna say I've listened to every single Nas project that he's like ever dropped.
Right. So
there's like a Lost Tapes album. I didn't listen to that one. I'm gonna tell you that.
To the Lost Tapes.
But like Life Is Good is a great example. It's like that was the first one where it was like Nas had a couple stinker albums in a row, and it was like Life Is Good is like I like where this is going.
Right.
And then he kind of steered on that same trip, and it's like I think that he's continuing great work.
Yeah,
I just think the only problem
is his life too, man, because like his daughter's getting older.
Yeah,
he's considering like her being around boys. I'm pretty sure the album cover is like him holding like a prom dress or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like
no. The album cover looks like a It looks like the McDonald's logo. It's just like the red back with the three gold bars. Life Is Good is what you're talking about.
I'm talking about Life Is Good. Okay. Yeah.
That's what he's got the white suit on.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like you're hitting different patterns of your life. And things are happening differently. Like we're not to say that 444 was better than Life Is Good. It's just those gentlemen were at different points in their lives when they were making those albums, and that music reflected that, and it was genuinely good music.
They're the first 2 people that I can remember making grown rapper music, and it's like this is what you're supposed. Like they're paving the way for it. If you're looking for like hit singles, like I feel like you're gonna have a hard time with this album because like that's not what it is.
No,
it really is a masterclass in the work of its own. I've talked a lot about this album. I'm sure we're going to get back to it at some point in time. What's your number 3?
So I have the young man Corday at number 3. So that's why I'm wondering. I'm like, dang, where did me and Joel go wrong? Not go wrong, but like now I'm wondering what your 2.
Well, apparently you don't like popping your pussy because that's the main part that you felt that it barely made your top 10, bro. There's a blank spot after this album, after Drake. That's where we had our our signals cross.
No. I'm wondering what you have at 2 and 1. Because I know you have Corday already off, and I got Corday at 3. Mm-hmm. I won't go through it again because we've already talked about Corday.
If you got different thoughts about it, go ahead.
No, I like the way he's growing into his music. You know what I mean? I like the dropping of the group
YBM,
the YBM, and just being Corday.
YBN. YBN?
YBN.
Yeah.
I love the fact of like him being in a relationship, him growing up as a man, and like that music reflecting that. Like I feel like there's more concentration on the product that he's putting out rather than just putting out music. Not saying that's what Corday did, but you can tell the growth in somebody by the music that you're listening to.
I'm gonna let you know when we listened to this album, I was like, I did not know that this is what Corday sounded like on an album.
Oh yeah,
because I think I did lump him in with like that like mumble rap crew and stuff like that. Because it was like, the name and all this stuff.
I can't remember a lot of his YBN work.
Okay.
I can't remember a lot of his YBN work.
And this is shout out to my cousin Trey the Longball, man. Like he's been telling me for like, he's like, yo, Corday. And I was just like, whatever.
Right.
And it was like, I listened to the album, I was like, I was wrong.
Right. Yeah. So after Corday.
This is your number 2 album.
And I have Nas King Disease 3.
We're so close.
I have Nas King Disease 3 at number 2. The whole album is still in rotation for me. Like even some of the songs that people are like, oh, this joint ain't hitting. Like, nah, them joints just hitting for me.
Yeah.
Like I could throw on a Nas joint and just listen through it straight through. You know what I mean? And that there's only 2 albums that I have been able to do that with this year, and that's why Nas is 2, and my other album is number 1, which I'll get to in a little bit. But those albums I had literally like I would start from the beginning and go straight through the album, and it's been a while since I've been able to do that. So
it's so much like that you don't know the names of certain songs because it's just like you just listen to it all the way through. Like a lot of times, like when I'm listening, like so when I listen to the Drake 21,
right,
like I have my screen, like it'll play the song, and it's like I'll look over and be like, gotta remember that song,
right,
so that way I could come back to it. I don't do that with Nas. Like I zone, and it's like it just keeps going, and then like I'm like, oh shit, like I don't remember what song is which, like what I'm saying, because it just like it goes like that. I think it's in both of our top 3s.
Yeah. So it's now for year 2 and year 1.
Yeah. My number 2 was JID's The Forever Story.
Okay.
JID, Little Jitty Jid.
Okay.
I've been waiting a long, long time. And like our boy, Chet Chelios is always in the comments. He's probably the biggest JID fan that I know. And I texted him a couple of days after listening to this, and I was like, where the fuck were you, man? It's like, what you mean? And I was like, yo, why I gotta listen to this? Why do I gotta find out that there's a JID album? Like, you didn't alert me. Like, I feel like you're always constantly trying to get me to listen to stuff. And I was like, this is phenomenal. I think he finally has figured out how to, because like that's the thing is he has the frenetic flow and like all this other stuff, and it's really hard to listen to like a bunch of them in a row, but I feel like he's figured out how to have that flow in certain songs and then slow it down at the same time. I thought the subject matter was a lot more adult than like a lot of the things that he's been talking about. And I have it at my number 2 because like the way that I feel about it is the same way that I feel like you go with the King's Disease 3, where it's like I go there and I put on a certain song and then I'm just like, well, I'm here now.
Yep.
And it's just like I just go and it's just like I don't think twice about it. And it's just like, well, now I'm listening to this old JID album again.
Yep.
And he made a good decision putting Dance Now at like number 2 because that's like the big song from it or whatever. Yep. So it's like you play that one and then it's like I'm here. And I think it's fantastic. I think if you haven't listened to it, I think you should give it a shot. I think it's pretty good.
I'm not mad at it.
It's my number 1.
Okay.
I've listened to your list so far. You only listened to 10 albums.
Yep.
So my question is like, do we have the same number 1?
I'm pretty sure we do.
So if we do have the same number 1, should we say it on the count of 3?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Joey Badass 2000. Joey Badass 2000.
Best album of the year.
It's the album of the year, bro. Like I don't understand like how it missed the Grammy nod. Go ahead and gush about it, because like you've been talking about this album forever.
Album of the year.
Go ahead. What you got? Go ahead.
I do not know the name of any of these songs. I do not know the name of any of these songs.
I had to go back when we were doing our top 10 songs list, and I was like, I don't know which one's which. And I was like, I literally had to like
the one with Nas on it, the one with Puffy on it. like, come on, like that's literally how it is, man. Like I throw the joint on, and I just listen straight through. And if there's a song that I want to listen to again, guess what it leads me to doing?
Going to the album all the way back. This is the easiest front to back album on here.
Yes, and like the album is like what, 45-hour long, maybe
minutes long, 45 hours long.
No, 45 minutes, like to an hour long.
Yeah.
Like I won't, like I've never timed it, but it always takes me longer to get through the album because I'm running back the song like, oh, I'll listen to that again.
Yeah.
Then to the next song, okay, I'll double up on that again, and then this is the next one, I'll double up on that again. Like, I got some time. I'm gonna go ahead and start it over. Like, I could be waiting for the little homie to come out of practice. I'm like, you know what? I can just go ahead and start on this Joey. By the time he come out of practice, I drop his homie off. We get back to the crib. I'd have been through the album again.
I think it's so crazy that, like, when you really, really think about it, like, certain time periods just have a certain sound.
Yes.
Like, usually time periods are defined by the artist. So, like, when you think about, like, a 90s sound, like, you think Bad Boys, you think Nas, you think, like, you know, certain thing. But it's like, he found a way, like, in this album, like, this sounds like a 2000s album, but it's updated. So what we got, and it's like there's so many songs on here where it's just like, oh, that song's fantastic, or like, oh, I love the vibe of this. I think we listened to it like when we were coming home from the comedy show that one time, and I was like, oh, this is my favorite beat on the album. And then like when it came back, I was like, well, actually, this was my favorite beat. I'm like, no, I forgot, this one was my favorite beat, and I was just like, yo, these beats are so like the beat selection is amazing.
I remember you was like, what's your favorite song? It's probably this one we're listening to right now. Wait,
no, I think it's this one.
I think it's this one. No,
I think it's this one.
It's between these three. Or these four.
Because like I did the same thing too. I was like, oh, this is my favorite song in the album. And then like it goes and I'm like, no wait, I think it was this one. No wait, I think it was this one. Because it's like you forget because it's like it's a collective piece of work. And I think it's the best album of the year.
Yes.
So like
by far.
I mean, you could go by our list like if you want to, like if we're gonna post it and stuff like that. But it's like if there's any takeaway from this, we both thoroughly enjoyed Joey Badass's 2000, and I think it's much worth a listen to. You gonna take a picture of it now? You don't want to wait a second, bro? Yeah, we got time.
Take a picture of it now. Mm-hmm. Take a picture of it now.
Huh? So those are our top 10 albums.
Yep.
I mean, obviously we listen to like a lot of the same stuff, but it's like for the most part, besides you missing the R&B stuff, they're the same albums. Like these are clearly the 10 best albums of the year, or at least the 9 best albums. Like, you know, there's a lot of dispute between you not having a 10th album and stuff like that.
You had some R&B on there.
So were there any honorable mentions?
Right in there.
Were there any honorable mentions like for you?
No.
I think the only one was like Bryson Tiller. Brent Faiyaz was.
I was about to say that was your boy.
Yeah, like it was a tough one to let go, but I was just like, it's not better than SZA or Beyonce, so I was like, I couldn't do that. But then I was like, I really liked Meg, but I was just like, I don't think it was really up there. I think I just liked the flow and everything of Meg, not everything that's happening currently withstanding. But like if there was like an actual honorable mention, I think I gotta say like I'm surprised at how much I enjoyed the Quavo Takeoff, Only Built for Infinity Links.
Yeah.
Obviously R.I.P. Takeoff. I was very surprised. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but like it just wasn't top 10 material. Like I was like, I'm not gonna put this over Beyonce. That's how crazy. Top 10 songs.
So
how do you want to do this?
This was weird for me.
Why was it weird?
Because I listened to a lot of different music, and when I didn't choose it on my own. I just went to my year-end wrap-up that you get from your music player, and it told me like these were the songs that you was rocking.
What music player do you have?
I listen to everything on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube does a wrap-up?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Maybe because I don't listen to music. Spotify, baby. Spotify's got the best wrap up out there. I'm sorry, bro. The whole graphic package and everything.
Well, the wrap up that I sent you, that didn't come from Spotify. That came from YouTube. It's literally the same thing.
I don't think I saw that. I don't know that. I saw Apple Music does a rap now, and I was like, oh, this straight trash. Like it looks awful. It looks awful. I was like, oh man. I was like, this would make me not want to use Apple Music. That's how bad this rap is. But I was like, look at Spotify like setting the bar. People were on Twitter like, what are you guys wearing to your Spotify rap this year? Like that's how fire it is. I don't know how much time you want to spend on these songs. Like if you want to just kind of breeze through them, or like if you have anything you want to say about them.
I don't think they need a lot of explanation. These are just like certain songs that I would mix in between the couple albums that I would listen through, or just like they made my way into my playlist and just never got pushed back out by anything else.
Right.
Because I don't like to have a super long playlist because then there's music that I'm not getting to. But these songs were in there, and when they came back up, I was like, yeah, I can still rock to these.
Okay.
So I could just read them off.
You want to do yours? You don't want to go like a tennis match?
Oh, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8.
Yeah, or we could do like serpentine, like 10, 10, not, you know what I'm saying? Like the way we were just doing it. You want to go with your 10?
Yeah, let's go number for number. I kind of want to see if like My song rocks better than yours, or yours rocks better than mine.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so at 10, I have ASAP Aria.
Was this one of the ones that was on that album where this dude kept having to feature?
Yes. There's a few.
You didn't even put his name on the thing. You didn't put Nigo featured ASAP.
Nigo's going at 10. Nigo's going at 10. I enjoyed that album. All right, Nigo's going at 10.
Not Negro. Not this Nigo. I was gonna clean it up one way or another.
Chill, Nigo.
Nigo, please.
I got time today, Nigo. But no, yeah, I'll put Nigo there. I think there's about 4 songs off that album that I still have in rotation, but one of them was definitely ASAP by Aria. Aria by ASAP. It says Pharrell is in it for some reason, I believe.
Yeah, I remember we had like a thing. We're like, where is Pharrell in this song? Maybe he just produced it.
Yeah, he probably just produced it, or he's just doing like a.
So what the hell did Nico do on it?
It's kind of like a DJ Khaled type thing.
So Pharrell does the beat, ASAP raps, but Nigo gets the credit?
It's his production or his album.
Okay.
So he did like a DJ Khaled thing, put a bunch of artists together, put them on tracks, and then put it out as an album.
Okay.
So what is that? Producing, right?
I would, sure. Executive producing, I think?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because he's not rapping or anything, but like a lot of the music videos that came out, he was in the videos.
Just blow your nose, man. You're killing me.
No, because it's gonna sound so disgusting on
You
film.
sound disgusting.
It's all right. Hey, I'm dealing with a little congestion, but I'm here for y'all. All right. I think it make me sound like Barry White.
Barry White sound like my darling, I can't get enough of your love, babe. The more I give, the more I want.
Shut up.
My number 10 song comes from the very hot trash Drillmatic from the game. I thought it was the lone bright spot on the album, and it's one of those ones that I feel like I never searched this song out after I listened to the album. Like,
What's happened?
What?
Game ended up on your 10.
That album had 45 songs on it.
Yes.
44 of those songs was garbage. The one song that wasn't was Brought to Life by a verse from 2 Chainz. The song was The Game featuring Pusha T and 2 Chainz. It was No Man Falls.
So they made the song.
They really did. And The Game had the second verse and it wasn't bad, but Pusha T and 2 Chainz clearly out-rapped them.
Yes.
I feel like 2 Chainz didn't break this verse down.
I give that song a listen.
I thought you did. You didn't listen to it, bro? Absolute. First of all, it's in my top 10. You should listen to it.
When Game releases an album, I find other music to listen to.
Bro, I told you that you had to listen to it. This is what I'm talking about. He don't do his homework. You don't do your homework. I'm just saying.
2023, I'm gonna go book extraordinaire.
Don't be surprised if a lot of these videos aren't on the Diabetic channel if you're not doing your homework. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Yeah. Do your homework.
Okay. You got it.
The Game featuring Pusha T and 2 Chainz, No Man Falls. It's a really smooth, dope rap. And then 2 Chainz comes in, and it's like I said, I don't even think he wrote it down, but you could tell he was just feeling it so crazy that they even changed the beat in the middle of his rap, and he still bodied it all the way through. And I was just and the whole time, so the beat starts and Pusha T comes in, and you're like, oh, okay, Push. And then the Game comes, and you're like, oh, all right. But 2 Chainz starts, and you're like, hold up. Wait a minute. And you're just this is fire. No Man Falls. Yeah. It starts off with the Pusha, but it's yep, there it is up top, Faulty Me. But it's that was my number 10 song. Should I move to my 9, or are you going to move to your 9?
No, I'm going to go to my 9 because I won 10.
Go ahead.
Not to make it competitive.
You didn't even listen to my song. I listened to your song.
Because I played it for you. So at 9, I have Currency and the Alchemist with No Yeast.
I feel like I know this song.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
I'm sorry. I love Currency.
What was you looking for?
I thought you were going to keep going, and you didn't. I've always loved Currency, though, ever since his Young Money days and stuff like that. But it's that thing's got 40-some albums, so it's hard to keep track sometimes.
Yeah, no, I don't listen to. I won't say I don't listen to. There's a lot of Currency music that I can listen to, and I'm like, nah, that's not the one. Nah, that's not the one. But the ones that do hit, them joints land. them joints landed. This was one of those ones. He's got the Alchemist producing it. There's another dude on the song with him. I forget his name. I forgot to write it down. But he starts off with the first verse. Currency comes in second, and he bodies it. So I enjoyed it. That was my number 9.
My number 9 was Drake and 21, Privileged Rappers. And this is the one that has the music video where they're in the mic and Drake literally says "per." You want to talk about top tier sassy Drake on here?
Like the pink background he has on the coat that matches the pink background.
Like, look
and
at me
21 is wearing colors that matches nothing. Like, hey, just so you know, I ain't nothing on that Drake is on because my colors show it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And it's like they both, like, so the song's about, like, you know, because like it's like, I hate a privileged rapper that don't even hasn't had a hesitancy sign, too much respect and stuff like that. And it's like, it's just like such a great flow. And it's like the beat's like and it's like they both just bounce on it like so, and that's all it is like you can tell they was in the studio just getting jiggy to that shit. But it was like Drake's like too much respect per. I was like, look at my God, look at the 6 God, the light skin like professional right here. You should be you the high yellow hitman, and you not down with the light skin God. Who's more king light skin, him or Steph Curry? Who's holding that title? They're what you would call it. It's like my second favorite song in the album. I think it's super dope. I don't know where else to go from there. Okay. I don't have a specific bar that I want to throw in or nothing.
Okay. All right. I recently started.
Stop looking at my list.
I'm not. I was.
He's like, damn, I didn't have privileged rappers. I got to see what else is on his list.
Nah, I'm all set. So I recently started listening to a new artist. I don't know if how new he is or how long he's been around, but his name's Coda the Friend.
Okay.
I don't know if he says Kota, but that's how it's spelled. So I don't know if it's Coda or he goes by Kota. But he's a young kid. He might be young. He might be like late 20s, early 30s.
To us, he's young. We old.
Right, exactly. But he's got a song called 29. I found it by accident.
Did it do something for me?
Stop it. But
is he 29? Is that what the song's called, 29?
That's a possibility. But he does, like, through the song, he goes through like each bar is like his age. Like 21, this is what I was doing. 22, this is what I was doing. 23, 24, 25, up to 29.
So I don't think, out of all the songs you said so far, I think this is the only one that I have not heard before.
Yeah, I'll play it for you.
Is it what you call it? Like, if you were to give me like the vibe of this song, like what's the vibe of it?
It's kind of like a reflection song.
Like kind of like Joey's Survivor's Guilt.
Yep.
Okay. I could go for that.
Yep.
I like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with that.
Yep. And he's basically just talking about the growth of him going through each stage and how he's realizing stuff and like how he's just like, dang, like why am I doing what I'm doing? Like this is where I need to be. That's where I'm headed to. And he's pushing himself to get there. So it was a fire track for me, and it's still in rotation. I think I might listen to it today.
I might have to get up on that.
Oh yeah.
I might have to listen to that on my ride home.
There you go.
Number 8 is the only R&B song on here.
Okay.
It is Chris Brown's "Sleep at Night," and so this album, like on the album Breezy, like his big hit single was it was called WE, which stands for Warm Embrace, and it was from the Guy song. He's like, if I wrapped you in my warm embrace. Oh yeah. That's how his that's the hook of the Chris Brown song is. It's just that part. In my warm embrace. That's pretty good. Okay. Sleep at Night. That's the one where it's like you getting ready to get some action in. And like you're not here for the bumping and grinding. It's like, I'm trying to make you mine. It's like Sleep at Night is that one. And it's like, he comes in, it's like boom. And you know, I was just like, oh shit, I'm here. I'm with it. So like you already know when your boy's in a situation, like, you know, there's always a performance happening. And it's like that one right there is like that's a go-to, like taking the towel like found a place to help you sleep at night.
It's not that.
No, that's it. So like that. That's when I feel sassy. I put the Drake on. I'm like, I'm about to take his shit up. Like, look at me dead in my eyes. Look at this. Sorry.
Yeah.
My number 8, Chris Brown, "Sleep at Night." I'm not saying that it's the best R&B song of the year. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying personally, my favorite. Like, this one is in mine. Like, it just keeps spinning. It's one of those songs where it's like halfway through, I'm like, let me start this over because I didn't feel it enough when it started off. And it was just like, I need to get into the zone.
Okay. My number 7, This rapper usually always finds a way into my rotation every year. And I usually replace whatever the last song was with the new song. And that's none other than Yo Gotti.
God damn it. Go on.
I don't know how he does it. It's like I can't listen to an album, but he always has that one song where I'm like, yeah, Gotti, I can rock with this one. He's got a song called Giving Back, and he basically just flossing on the track. Yeah, he just.
Isn't that all he does?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I enjoy it.
I'll never forgive him for making that song with my favorite antagonist, Nicki Minaj. And she's like, want a pink Lamborghini just to race with China? But the rape in China? And ever since then, I'm like,
what was that, Rake It Up?
Yeah, well, I told all my hoes, break it up. I can't.
That joint was hard.
Yeah, it's like, I'm mad at you two-handed. Like, I hope that's not what your wife sees. Like, when you come in, like, break it up. So, like, it's another flossing track, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
That's another one I did not listen to because I do not search for Yo Gotti. I think you knew better than to tell me to listen to a Yo Gotti song.
I did because I know how you feel. So, and I knew what your reaction was going to be when I brought it up.
More like no Gotti.
I expected more, but I was just like, oh, he kept it subtle, but he definitely got straight to it by saying I'm all
because like I don't dislike Yo Gotti. It's like I said, it's just because of the Nicki Minaj song where I'm just like, he's not really my cup of tea. It's just not. I understand his lane. It's not my lane.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
What was that? That was your number 7?
That was my number 7.
My number 7.
Okay.
Is the Joey Badass. It's for the first one of the first songs that we have on the 2000s, and it's the song with him and Larry June, and it's One of Us. And it's also like now that I'm saying it, I'm like I don't remember which song this was, but I know it's my favorite song on the album. And whatchamacallit, and like it's the most, like it sounds the most 2000s to me. It sounds like Diddy and a bunch of these people like hopped on the song in the early 2000s. They were trying to make a hit, but it's like he flows on it so effortless, and it's like. I want to say it's my favorite beat, but I feel like I'm lying to myself because I feel like there's another 4 beats on here that are my favorite beat on here. Yep. And it was really, really hard to try and pick a song from the album that I actually liked. So it was like I narrowed it down to like 4, and I just kept going back and forth. And I was like, all right, this one kind of annoyed me. So like I knew it. Like I went, it's like that. And One of Us is the one that made it. Like it's my favorite one. Should I play a snippet of it?
That's what's up. Oh.
You don't want to get flagged? That's what you don't want to get copyrighted?
I don't want to get flagged. You can't produce this video.
So I was going to say, like, I don't think if you play like 10 seconds, look at that.
Look, so you're going to do this anyway?
Do the Drake. No, yeah, I won't do it. You're right. I wonder if we could get away with.
Going to be real stubborn.
I wonder if we could get away with playing like 5 seconds of each song, like, so that way everybody would know.
I don't know, man. I haven't been watching a lot of podcasts because I don't like to be influenced with the content that we're bringing out. Mm-hmm. But like I know when I was watching some podcasts, I've seen people play music and they would purposely like make sure that you don't hear it on the podcast, but they're listening to it in the back.
I really hope that like that little snippet of the beat of Privileged Rappers doesn't get us copyrighted. I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good.
It's not our song. He announced that's who it belongs to. It's not us.
Because you sang on here and they copyrighted that one.
Yes. And I changed the words when I sang too.
Yeah.
That was when we had D-Wit on. I was mad too because I was just like, yo, why y'all acting like that? That was a good episode. All right. So at number 6, I have some R&B for you.
What?
And it's none other than the OG, who's also from the Power universe, Mary J. Blige. And she has a song, Come See About Me.
Is it the one with Fab on the beach?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I was like, Mary J got a new song. You want to know what song came? I was like, when I'm walking past the mirror, I was like, the auntie anthem. That's what I thought it was going.
Listen, Mary J's letting y'all know she's still outside in this video, too.
Mary J was looking right in that video, too. I was like,
Mary J's letting y'all know she's still outside. She got the young boy from
the BMF?
BMF, which is the younger brother, the tall.
I don't watch BMF.
All right, well, you got the short, light-skinned brother, and you got the tall, dark-skinned brother. He's the one in the video.
Okay.
But Fab starts out the song. He comes in, like fire 16, and then Mary comes in, come and see about me, you know, I'm really in a good mood. I was like, Mary, what you doing right now? You are somebody's auntie, you are somebody's mama, you better sit down somewhere. You better make a peach cobbler and go watch it.
She's not that auntie yet. Relax.
Mini-series. Are you serious?
No.
How old do you think Mary is?
That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is like she don't got that look of that type of auntie yet.
I feel like Mary could make a banging peach cobbler.
I feel like she's
like
the
her
auntie
banana
that's still in this.
pudding is something that they request.
I feel like she's the auntie that's always in the streets. And it's like she's kind of your favorite auntie, but at the same time, she act like she don't have enough time for you.
But when she
and then
come,
she's gonna cuss your mom out before she leaves.
Yeah, and she come cuss somebody out, show up with an attitude, and she be like, "And I brought the steak and peach cobbler. Go ahead."
Right.
And I'm out.
Wow, the
and
funky ass peach
and
cobbler.
they be like, "Thank you." Yes, it's
my
there.
favorite auntie.
But no, of course, Fab is like I could listen to Fab all day. So he starts the song off very dope. It's like yeah, it's hard. I think I played it for you before.
Yeah, I know. I just talked about. I watched the video and everything. I know
oh, okay, yeah. You're right. My bad. But yeah,
I think we literally when we were watching, we were like, "Damn, Mary."
Yeah,
we was like, "Go
right."
okay.
She's not doing too much with the track. She's definitely showing off her vocals. So it's a smooth, chill song. Like when the beat comes on, it's like boom, did. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I could cruise to this. It's the ride for me, man. It's the ride for me. You get me through that ride, and we could rock.
Okay.
All right. And
we're on number 6.
Yes.
My number 6 song was JID featuring Kenny Mason, Dance Now.
Okay.
And I think it's the most standout track from it. And it's like the beat with that bum 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 ba dum dum dum. And it just comes in. It's so hard. And I can't tell you for like 2 months straight, I can't tell you like how many times I was walking, I was like, I'm a 2-stepping man. I said I do not dance. There's a gun inside my pants. Like I was like, I must have said that for like 2 months in a row. And it's like it was the perfect song to like when I put the album on and let's like all right, like let's see what Jid's got going on. And it's like you have the intro song where it's like it's not really like a song. It's like kind of just letting you know the vibe. And it's like it comes on and like it's like an earwig. It automatically sticks in there. And I was like, and it's like the like right in the car, it's like boom when it hits. Like it's just it was a perfect ride along song. And I thought it was a great. If someone had never listened to Jid before, and you'd be like, what does he sound like? You could put this one on, and they'd be like, oh, okay, what else he got? And he'd be like, oh, guess what? You don't even need to change the next song. It's just gonna keep going.
It's gonna keep going.
It's gonna keep going. And it's like
he got you.
And then I saw the video for it too, and I was like, this video is a little wild. They should check it out. Like
I haven't seen the video.
I saw the video. It's a little wild. You should probably check it out like at some point in time. But my number 6 song, Jid, Dance Now.
Okay. At 5, I'm revisiting the art gallery, and I'm Kendrick with N95.
Why you keep fucking with me? Which one's N95? It's like it's one of the first songs on the album.
I think it's like the 4th, maybe.
But it's not the Silent Hills was like, put these niggas on me like pew. That's that one.
That one. No, that's not that one.
I'm trying to think which one's N95.
Oh, I am too now.
Don't do that. It's in your top. It's in your top 5.
I know, man, but it's like I gotta put it back in my head. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. You go to your 5. I'm gonna listen to it quietly. I'm gonna come back to it.
Are you for real right now? That's what you about to do?
Yes.
Oh, that's all types of corny.
I'm not gonna.
My number 5.
Okay.
Is off of the Dreamville album.
Okay.
It is Dreamville featuring Boss and A$AP Ferg. It's Lifestyle. And this also made my Spotify Wrap. It was like my number 5 song. And then the thing is, like in my top 5 songs, 3 of those songs were from this year. The other 2 songs were like, it was like Usher's You Don't Have to Call. And like the other one was like something else. And I was like, what type of time was I on this year? I was really in like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not for nothing. That type of time that you be on be dictating a lot of music that you listening to.
100%.
I'm starting to see some consistency in the tracks. And I'm like, yeah, I was not getting along with a few people.
100%.
Yeah.
And apparently I was on some real sexy shit for like a long time. Like, I don't know why I was listening to this slow stuff. But this A$AP Ferg song, it's like I don't listen to a lot of A$AP Ferg, but the A$AP Ferg that I do listen,
it's a joint where he's like, "Hello, new world, all the boys and girls."
All right, got you. Gotta do a story to tell. Like,
take off the foo.
Yeah. It's a great beat on that song.
Take it off.
Fantastic.
I hear like plenty of times I'm in the car. Take it off.
Teddy Pendergrass on there. Do you want to keep going on yours, or do you want me to finish mine?
Where you at? You went with 5,
I'm still
right?
at my number 5.
All right.
But it's like
you're missing a 4, bro.
No, my 4's down here.
Okay.
Relax, because it's like I thought about my number 4 way too late, and I was like, I don't want to erase everything. I was like, I'll just renumber it.
Okay.
But I don't listen to the A$AP Ferg albums and stuff like that. But A$AP Ferg constantly manages to have a song where I'm like, I love this song.
Every time.
I love this song.
Every time.
And this song on this Dreamville tape, like I can't like you know how like when you're when you're in the car with somebody and then they start talking over a song and you just like, I want you to shut the fuck up so I can play this song.
Bro, I like, yeah, what you gotta say?
I literally every time.
Why'd you stop the music? Why are you talking over the music?
Well, like I literally like people be talking and it's like all of a sudden I hear whee, just like white noise and I go, I'm gonna go without the ad lib. And it's like, all right, go ahead. This is just like, cause it's like A$AP Ferg gets me so amped like whenever that shit plays, and it's like. I feel like I talked to my brother about this a lot, and I'm like, if I heard a certain song before I got into a fight, I might kill somebody. I feel like this is one of those songs. Like I was like, you just get so, and I was like, to me, it's always like songs like you don't really think about. Like, you ever listen to
Not Murder?
Like one of my favorite songs is Rich Boys Throw Some D's on It.
Okay.
But it's like, you know how it's like, I used to think about immature things. And it's like, and it's like the beat builds, it's like, get money. New money, hey, and I'm like, if somebody right now was like, "Hey, man," I'd be like, "Rich boy," like you're dead. Like that's it. And it's like that's how I feel.
Not Murder.
I think the A$AP first is one of the best ad libs next to 21's.
Joe just looking at people like, say something to me. Say something to me.
This lifestyle's not for you, but it's for me. Like, yo.
For the next 3 minutes and 26 seconds.
So that was my number 5. Like, you want to go back to your number 5 so you can talk about the N95, or you want to just move on?
No. I'm good. I just wanted to make sure that I knew which one it was because I had a few songs, and I'll be knowing names sometimes, so I wanted to make sure I was clear about that.
I will say that's one of the songs from the album that like I listen to frequently too.
Oh, that's what's up. So, that's what I like to hear. At 4, I have none other than Nas, King Disease, Legit. It's an easy pick. It's an easy pick for me.
That's the 5 heartbeats one, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. We coming back in the Black Panther too. Yes.
What a hell of an opening line.
Listen, don't be Eddie Kane trying to sing your way back in the groove.
Damn it, Nas.
I'm telling you, I'm listening to music like that. I was really not liking some people. Don't be Eddie Kane trying to sing your way back in the group. I was like, whoa, pointing at him. Yeah. Whoa.
It's like,
it takes more than love.
What a phenomenal sample.
Yo, listen. And when it first came out, I'm like, where do you go with this? Like, where's it going? And then when it happened, I was like, that's exactly where you go.
I was like, I don't know why I doubted Nas at all. I don't know why.
Hit Boy.
I don't know why I doubted Hit Boy.
Hit Boy. You know what I mean? So listen, they've been doing a lot of stuff together recently too.
All 3 of the album, the whole King's Disease thing is all Hit Boy and Nas.
Fair to say. So I'm at Legit from Nas, King Disease 3 at 4. What you got?
First of all, I want to say
why'd you start like that?
First of all, I want to say because I don't have any songs from Nas on here.
Okay.
And I was debating between Legit and Once a Man, Twice a Child.
Ooh.
And I was just like, I don't know which one I want to put. And I was going to put it at number 10. And then I was like, how did I forget about this song? And I was like, this song went to my number 4 and it bumped Nas off the list.
Oh.
And this song is specifically on here because this one verse was so strong it carried the entire song, and it is none other than Bia featuring J. Cole's London. I think that there's there's an argument to be made because I know that there's going to be another song featuring J. Cole on here. This might be the verse of the year, and it's on this Booty Cheek song. But it's like, you want to talk about the beat.
Tell you, I found the song without anybody on it.
Everybody keeps telling me that, and it's like, it ain't on Spotify.
I have it.
What do you mean you have it?
I have it in my rotation. It's literally just a picture of Cole, and it's his verse, bro. Look. It's a double picture of Cole. It's a minute and
37 seconds. And I was like, incredible. And it's like, it's such a great, like,
when that man said, I'm out here in my signature trainers, I was like, all I think is, oh boy, I forget his name, but he had a wave where he had that song, what song did he have? Either way, he's from the UK, and it's like he's doing an interview with Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart was like, "What's that on your feet?" He was like, "Train us." And Kevin Hart's
Big Shaq?
He was like, no, "Yes." He was like,
"Skibbity bitty pop pop."
That's what he had. Yeah. So he's like, no, they're sneakers. He was like, where you sneaking to, bruv? They're trainers. They're not trainers. I'm wearing my trainers. I'm not sneaking anywhere. I was just like, well,
I'm like, you're a little too aggressive.
Right. Cole was like, I'm out here in my signature trainers. I was like, look at you paying attention.
This verse is so good that it is the one where I'm like, I have to memorize this verse, and I cannot memorize this verse for the life of me. And it's like it always messes up, like at the same part too, when he's like, when I top it, I hop in the mystic, and then I'm hopping on the top like I'm opportunistic, and I pop on the. I'm like, oh my god, like
pop off the top of your mystic.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's like, yo, it's so good, and it's like it reminds me of like back in the day when I was so heavy into Lil Wayne, and it was like you couldn't put anything in my CD player that wasn't Lil Wayne, and it was like he would say something. I'm like, did you just hear what he just said? Run it back, because I don't think you felt that enough.
Some dude on social media where he's like 10 years later, I'm just now getting it. He's like, he's the GOAT.
And it's like, I know what you're talking about. He has like the whiteboard and everything. It's like,
yes.
He's like, yo, he said, oh.
The man was like, silent like lasagna. He's the GOAT.
And it's like this is one of, I think it's the only song this year. Like there's other songs we have on here, and we have better songs on here. It's the only song that I've had that feeling, and I've missed that feeling for so long. I'm not gonna lie,
I was gonna put it there, but I was like, it's not the song that I like. It's just the verse. So it's just like, that's why I was asking, like, are we gonna do verses? Because like
this video is already going long enough as it is. I feel like we can't go any longer.
Oh no, definitely not.
Like, you know what I mean?
Not. So we have 3.
Yeah, that was my number 4. So you going 3.
Yeah, so 3. You know, I had to throw my boy Fab on here.
I feel like he was gonna make it at some point in time.
So he's at number 3.
Did you have like some sort of rule where you can only do a certain artist once or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't have that rule, but it just happened to work out that way.
But Fab kind of snuck on here twice because he's on the song with Mary. But
it's called a loophole, ladies and gentlemen.
But no, I got Easy.
The one with Danny Lay.
Yes.
There's a lot on that song.
Danny Lay and Breezy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's like he's got Danny Lay in there.
It's another song that had me thinking like I did not like a lot of people this year.
It was a great song.
Yeah, man, it was like, we're supposed to be a team. We are not opponents. I was like, ugh. Tell them, Fab.
There's a lot of people moving like that this year.
Like, listen. And which brings me back to number 9 at Currency, because he starts off his bar cold. He goes, that Gucci North face intersecting like a figure 8.
It's so, isn't it so bad when you can't remember the bar, but it's like when it's on, you hit it perfectly every time.
Like, you competing with me, homie. I ain't know this was a race. I was just like, ugh. I thought that we was in it for the cake. I was just like, ugh, that's that gold trimming on this plate. This ain't microwave safe. Oh, man, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I look at myself in the mirror like, Raisin, why did you not like so many people this year? And then I look back at myself like, it wasn't my fault, Raisin. It was their fault.
It was their fault.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. But yeah, I got Fab with Easy. Which is a very basic video too. If you want to watch the video,
it was just like him riding around a gas station.
He's in a red Ferrari or something with of course a Jordan jersey.
Yeah,
with the black and red 13s on, and like they go from the gas station to a convenience store, and there's a female with them just walking throughout the video the whole time. You're like, who is this? And then towards the end of the video, you find out it's Tory Lanez. Just like,
Danny Lay.
Danny Lay, my bad.
I was like, Tory Lanez. I was like, get that man off your mind, bro. My number 3 song. It was my number 1 song on the Spotify Wrapped. I said I listened to it more than anything else, apparently.
Okay.
It was Cordae featuring her and Roddy Ricch, Chronicle.
Okay.
And this hook, I could not get it out of my head for months on end. It's like, I'm on this road, and I'm not sure where my heart is headed. And if you left me now, I know I far regret it. Told you once, told you twice that I'm dead. And it's like, I feel like he kills it on his verse. I didn't know he had a video for it. And like recently,
Whose song is this? Cordae?
It's Corday's song. It's on the album. It's on from Bird's Eye View. Roddy Ricch is at the end, and like he's very, very forgettable on the song. But I feel like,
okay, yeah. But
it's like her and Cordae, this is not their first song together either. Like they have a bunch of other songs together, and like they just make great music together. And it's like
Can't be mad at that.
I didn't know that like Corday could sing like this either. And it was like to me, like it just leveled it up because then it's like he sings like that, and then it's like, you know, he's keeping up like he keeps up the rap and stuff like that. And it's like you have her on your song, like yeah, you're the one doing like your own hook. So like she actually comes on there and she spits, but like she spits singing, like kind of like damn, who was the one that used to do that? Like I was gonna say Nate Dogg, but that's not really like who I'm thinking of. R. Kelly actually used to be really, really good at like rap singing, but like I know we're not supposed to bring up the pipe here. But Corday featuring her and Roddy Ricch, Chronicle, it's in constant rotation. And it's like
I just want to say the internet is undefeated because y'all are wrong about talking about how R. Kelly's getting ready to compete in the talent show against Tory Lanez.
yeah, I know, right?
Titles like,
Can I get a cookie? I know you saw that one.
Yo, bro.
I know you heard that one. It's like, can I get a cookie, please? Like,
I'm messing with y'all.
go for number 3. Go get number 3.
No, I'm at number 2.
Oh, you're number 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was your number 3. All right, so I have not throw my boy on here.
Mm-hmm.
I got Joey with Head High.
Which one's Head High? Because I know there's a heart next to Head High on my joint too. I just don't know which one it is.
It's literally like, yeah. Go ahead and listen to it right quick.
Real quick, I'm gonna try to like.
Just turn it down.
Nah, you right.
So I keep my head high. There you go. Yes. I enjoyed this joint. Of course, like I said, because if you can get me through a ride, then you have my attention. But
it's one of the longer songs of the album too.
One of the longer songs because it's a journey song. I at least I feel like it's a journey song. Like it has a start point, has an end point, and not just saying like the beginning and the end of a song, but he's taking you chronologically through some things that he has been through in his life that have got him to the point to where he is now, and it's just pretty dope. Like he did a lot of pouring out of his heart on this album.
I thought you said pouring. I was like, Joey did porn.
Pouring out of his heart on this album, and I think he addressed a lot of tough topics, and he didn't turn back on it. He was confident and stood 10 toes on what he was putting out there, and it was dope. And Head High is one of the ones that stuck with me.
It's not that big.
Yeah.
My number 2.
Okay.
Drake and 21 Savage.
My goodness.
Hours of Silence. And
that one was actually pretty good.
I cannot not listen to this song. I cannot not listen to this song. It is like, I feel like Drake made this song for me. And I was like, you can't tell me that this man, when he recorded this song, was not in his robe with a glass of wine. And the thing is, he's rapping. He gets 21 Savage to sing the hook. Got the 30 on my waist. A lot of bro niggas run away. Sprayed around. Like, oh my God. You know the Savage love you, girl. You know the Savage love you. It's just like, turn my bitch up.
For me.
It's like, yo, it's so... And then it's like at the end of the song, right?
What was the pause?
The last 2 minutes of this song is just the beat drops out, and it's just Drake just whining, and he's just like, "Start going to me, God," and he's just doing that over and over again. And he says this bar that I was like, I'm waiting for me to take the right picture, because it's like it's the pettiest line that like I can't wait to use against a bitch that does me wrong. And he goes. And he just looks, and I know that like when he said this, he's talking about somebody specific. I just don't know who he is. And he's like, "You were lost until me." You were lost until me is a wild thing to tell another adult. It's like before I came around, you didn't even know where he was going. You were lost until me. Oh my God, I'm telling you, like
what you call it had a tough bar like
phone.
That too. Not to digress, but West Side Boogie did a Tiny Desk.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, got your knee on her feet just to watch her walk away from me. I was just like, oh,
yeah. You were lost until me.
Yeah.
That's one that not only do you subtweet that, like you got to tag him in it so that way everybody knows, like, because he was right.
You stop caping. My bad.
What's your number 2? 1. What's your number 1?
Number 1.
I think we have the same number 1.
On the night I was born.
Rain was pouring, the clouds were flying, lightning struck. Like, yo, it's like
Power outage. Sparks was flying.
Like
A
the
real
one's
one
here. Oh my, the Johnny,
a real one who walks with
Peas,
lions
Caddy.
around the outlines of chalk where the corpse is lying.
Every time I put it on, and I was like, I'm not gonna like this song anymore. I'm wrong. Every single time, I'm like, no.
Every time I play the song, I listen to it 3 times.
What a perfect beat to it too. Yeah, what a perfect beat. And the thing is, like, J. Cole's verse is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Benny the Butcher's verse is just as good, if like as J. Cole's thing. But it's like, it's such a masterclass in how to rap.
Yes.
Like the whole song, like that's what it is. It's just like, oh, you don't know how to rap or like stuff like that. It's like, let me put this on for you real quick.
Yes. Yes. Verse of the year.
I think it's arguable. That's what I'm saying. I think, and the thing is, what I was talking about is like J. Cole's London.
Cole's battling Cole.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, it's like I'm literally battling myself for verse of the year. And it's like, that's how great this song was.
Verse of the year.
This song was so great, it carried that Benny the Butcher album.
Landslide.
Oh. And then it's like in the video where he's just like, he's like, yo, bro, I feel like I just left the masseuse. I'm like, oh my God, put your favorite rapper's neck in the noose. My God. It's like what I was talking about before, like that feeling of just like but it's like you don't want to stop it. Yes. Like you don't want to run that back.
This is not the first time he called himself the last of the Mohegans.
No, I don't think so either.
Like that joint is a bar. That is a bar. That is a bar. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it, man. That's my number one.
That's my number one as well. I think like
we finished at the top on both lists.
You want to tell me like we just put out 20 songs. Or 19 songs.
Yep.
And 18 of them were different, but we had the same number one song. That says something, bro.
It says something.
It says something about one of like what type of time we were on this year, like what really gets us going. But like, yo, Johnny, Peas, Caddy, it's almost undefeated. It's top tier.
Wow. There it is.
I know that was a very long first round, but that was because we had to do top 10 albums and songs.
Yep.
So stay tuned for part 2. We're gonna hit Insomnia Hour, where we're gonna hit the TV shows. I think it's gonna be a little bit quicker, and I think movies is gonna be a lot quicker.
Word.
So like we're gonna see how that goes. See y'all on part 2.